Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Welcome to today's presentation. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Someone to mute his mic.
This is a coffee. What's done it all night long? What do you know to me?
Yeah, excuse the one, the mic that is unmuted. Please mute your mic. Okay, thank you. So I welcome you all to our today's webinar. So I welcome you all to our today's webinar, and the topic for the webinar is solar system design, and we are going to focus on SketchUp and PVsyst and also AutoCAD. So this is a free webinar where we are going to do some introduction for the oncoming training, 3-week training. So my name is Engineer Ondora Mogere Dalton. I am a solar engineer and a trainer specialist in solar system design and also installation and also training. I am based in Kenya and I do training in Tochbera Institute of Technology where we have various trainers. So also with me I have a co-trainer and a solar designer. He's going to introduce himself and after that we are going to start the session. So Aziz, you can take over.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the webinar sessions. I'm Azizul Hassan. I'm a solar design engineer and also the trainer. I have the 6 year of experience in basically in the solar designing field, from the utility scale and resolution to the main solar power plants designing. Main project I have worked on different in the region and like in South Africa and international levels. I'm excited here to guide you today on the solar system designing, and I also thank you all of you for the joining the session. And now I am hand over the session to the Mr. Andora for the PPT guideline to all of you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Aziz, for that wonderful introduction. So after the introduction, I'm going to guide you through like the basic of solar system design for around 20 minutes. So and after that, Engineer Aziz is going to take us through some designing on the same. So stay with us, and if you could be having any question, please don't hesitate to post it on the chat box. So we are going to answer the question also at the end of the presentation. So we have done the introduction. So the webinar objective is to introduce the fundamental of solar system design. Uh, Introduce the fundamental of solar system design, showing the past experience also of mega scale projects. So what you learn on tools. Yeah, we learn on tools such as PVsyst, SketchUp, and AutoCAD. So let me go to the introduction. Okay. So a minute, I think. Okay, let me. Okay, there's somebody who is okay. Let me. Okay, a minute. Let me share again my screen.
Sondora, kindly unmute yourself.
Okay. So I hope you can see. Can you see my screen?
Sondora, you can see your screen.
Okay. So, okay. So what we are going to do is to introduce the fundamentals of solar system design and also showcase the past experience on megawatt projects scale. So Engineer Aziz is going to do the second one, and I'm going to take you through the first one. So, and the tools that you are going to use is PVsyst, SketchUp, and AutoCAD. So, uh, so the first thing that you are going to do, why solar energy? So solar energy has high global demand and rapid transition to renewables. You know, we have renewable energies, and one of it is solar. And one of the easiest way to harness renewable energy is through the solar technology. When you talk about hydro, geothermal, and any other, those are most expensive renewable energy sources. But for solar, it's easier. So another benefit is that it's cost saving, eco-friendly, and has energy security. So that is the importance of solar. And the third one is the immense potential in regions like Pakistan and Africa. So you find that solar energy is more abundant in most of the continent. Rather than, for example, when you talk about geothermal, you find it may be limited to some various places, but solar in most part of the world is available. So that's the importance of solar energy. And then another point is that solar energy is sustainable and doesn't deplete natural resources. So it's very important to install solar power plants. Maybe when you talk about solar photovoltaic and solar concentrated solar power plants. So also it saves on energy cost by generating your own power. So for example, most reason we do solar system design is to save on cost, maybe the grid cost. You find a client approach you and they want to save on cost of electricity or a grid. So you need to install solar system. So that's the importance of solar. So the next types of the next point or next presentation is types of solar system. So after understanding the importance of solar, uh, and you understand the client, so you need to design a type of a solar system that will meet the client need. And basically, we have three types of solar systems. First of all, we have on-grid system, that is known as also grid tied. And then, so this is the first on-grid system here, or grid tied. Also, we have a off-grid system or standalone, and then we have a hybrid system. So off-grid, on-grid system is connected to the grid, and off-grid system it doesn't have grid connection. It just has some components. So, for example, the basic component of a solar system, for example, on-grid system, basically is the solar module and the inverters. So that is for the on-grid system. But for off-grid system, it basically has the PV array or solar panels, inverter, and batteries. So that is for off-grid system. But hybrid system is a type of a system that entails grid connected plus battery, and also when you talk about wind generator and all that. So that is three types of system. And through our presentation, we are going to talk about these systems designing them using uh, PVsyst. And also, after this free presentation, we are going to have another training for 3 weeks to design these types of systems. Okay, so solar designing tools. Actually, for our case, we have narrowed down to three types of solar designing tools, but we have many of them. So, on our case here, we are going to talk about AutoCAD, and AutoCAD is a two-dimensional. It used to do two-dimensional layout. For example, when you talk about single line diagrams, and accurate PV layout, it gives accurate PV layout, and also easy scaling, and also for measurement. And also, AutoCAD is good in professional documentation. You know that when doing a, a site visit, you need to document the type of system that you're going to install. So AutoCAD gives a proper documentation on the same, doing the drawings of the system. So that is AutoCAD, and then the other one is SketchUp. SketchUp is very important in doing the 3D visualization of of a power plant or a system. So when you talk about a system, you need to visualize it in a 3 dimension. We do simulate it using SketchUp. And the third one that you're going to focus in is PVsyst. And PVsyst is a simulating software that is used to simulate both grid tied, off grid, and also standalone. Okay, that is off grid, that is standalone, and also water pumping system. So if you need to do some calculation on energy yield, that is the energy daily demand, the type of batteries or the size of the battery, the size of the solar panels, PVC is a very good tool to do that. So when doing a designing, there are some designing input requirement. So for example, when doing a off-grid system, on-grid system, hybrid system, there are some things that you're supposed to consider. So for example, the first thing that you're supposed to consider is to do a load analysis. And during load analysis, you're going to consider the peak demand and also the daily energy use. So the peak demand is the maximum energy used in a in a facility. For example, when all the appliances or when on all the equipments are turned on at the same time, that's the peak demand, and the daily energy use is the daily energy use maybe from a period of time. So it's very important to consider that during sizing and designing of a solar system. So also doing a site survey. So a site survey is very important to identify the location of the site, and also to understand how the roofing is. If you're doing a roof mounting system, you understand the azimuth angle, the tilt angle, the shading, because all these affect the output of a solar system, and also the site location and coordinates. So it's important to gather the site location coordinates because it's very important in doing the simulation using PVsyst and SketchUp. So we have talked about the type of system. So during designing of a system, you need to understand if the client needs a total off-grid system or on-grid or hybrid. So it's very important to get that information during the designing stage. So also availability of installation space. So if you're going to do a roof mount system, you see if that system is very uh, enough to do maybe 100 kilowatt or 1 megawatt system. So availability of space or a ground mount system also. So we have talked about also the solar resource data. That is when you talk about irradiance, temperature, dust, wind, and solar factors. So for example, irradiance is the intensity of the sun falling on that location. And irradiance is very important because you know that solar panels, they produce electricity through the amount of sun that fall in it. So if we have maybe low irradiance, it means low power output. But if you have high irradiance of 1,000 watt per square meter, it means that location has a proper irradiance for solar energy output. So it's very important to understand this specification during sizing. And these specification are very important during sizing using PVC, SketchUp, and also AutoCAD, sizing and designing. So the system component selection. So it's very important to understand maybe if you're using an off-grid inverter or hybrid inverter. So it's very important to understand that. Also compliance with the standard. So also for example, we have talked about a design input required. Also during sizing and designing, you're supposed to check on these PV module specification. For example, if you like to do a type of of a system, maybe will you settle on monocrystalline or polycrystalline or bifacial type of solar modules? So for example, maybe if you're doing a roof mount, it's not recommended of you to do maybe a bifacial solar module, but you're supposed to do uh, a monofacial solar panel. So it's very important to understand that during sizing and designing. So I think we have talked about the tilt angle. So also the efficiency and the capacity consideration from the client about the size of the roof and the ground and all that. Also the manufacturer. Maybe when you talk about Huawei, they all those type of manufacturers that we have, maybe Jinko or JA or Canadian. So it's very important to consider these ones during sizing and designing of a solar system. Also degradation rate, maybe yeah, you are supposed to consider also this degradation rate and also the warranty and the certifications of your components. So for inverter selection, you're supposed to consider, for example, the type of inverter. Maybe is it off-grid or on-grid? Apart from that, you're going to consider is it a string inverter, central inverter, or micro inverter? So those are very important to consider during sizing and designing of a system. So actually, for this presentation, we are just mentioning them. But maybe if maybe you are new in the solar system or solar industry, maybe you don't know string inverter and central inverter. We are going to expound it more on. We have a class that is on coming from on the month of August from 4 to 22nd. So if maybe you like to know more on the definition and all that, and also sizing, we are going to recommend you to join the classes. But for today, we are going to do just an overview to understand sizing and designing using PVsyst, SketchUp, and AutoCAD. So for also during inverter selection, you are going to supposed to consider the MPPT input. Sorry, you are going to consider the sizing based on load and panel capacity. So if maybe the load of that location is maybe per day, let me use 30 kilowatt. So you are supposed to give an inverter that is supposed to support 30 kilowatt. Maybe you give an inverter of 40 or 50 kilowatt. So depending on that based on the load, also the panel capacity. Also the MPPT input and efficiency. So when you talk about MPPT, MPPT stands for maximum power point tracker input and also the efficiency. So the efficiency means that the energy output over the energy input, which means that if the ratio between input and output and input is higher, so you're going to consider that for in an inverter. Also, we have the Qnite. We have also the manufacturer. So we have, for example, you have some companies don't have maybe 100 kilowatt inverter or they don't have a 300 kilowatt inverter. So if maybe your system is a 300 kilowatt, so you go for an inverter that is above maybe 300 kilowatt. So you have some manufacturers that have those 300 kilowatt, 400 kilowatt inverters. So it's very important to check on that. And also the maximum cable size termination. Also, it's very important for cable termination. And also the protection at the DC and at the disease size. So when you talk about protection, the the SPD, the circuit breakers and all that. So it's very important to consider them during sizing and designing of a solar system. Okay, so software workflow. So, for example, what Engineer Aziz is going to do is going to take us through these designing softwares. We have said that our focus will be on AutoCAD, SketchUp, and PVsyst, and we have said that AutoCAD is used to do the single line diagrams, and also is used to do the rooftop layout. The SketchUp is used to do 3D modeling, and also the PVsyst is used to do the simulation and report generation, which we are going to see it in the oncoming minutes. So this time we have, for example, past experience project presentation, which Engineer Aziz is going to do it. So we are not going to do a project from scratch, but we are going to use the previous project that we have done so that you can understand the concept. But for maybe from scratch, we are going to organize a training on the same so that you can understand on that. Okay, so a sample project flow is that from a site visit, you do a design and simulation. So after doing a design and simulation, you present it to the client, and then the client approves the project. After he has approved the project, you do material procurement, and then after that you do system installation. After installation, it's very paramount and very important that you do testing and commissioning of the system, so that if you do testing, it means that if you did a design of a system of 1 megawatt, during testing and commissioning you should test 1 megawatt. So testing and commissioning is very important, and also as built design work. So as built design work is being portrayed on the on a safe place on the site, so that it will be easier for maintenance, operation and maintenance. Yeah, so a design as built design is very important. Okay, so mistake to avoid during sizing and designing of a solar system is that you should avoid oversizing or undersizing the system, and also you're supposed not to ignore shading and orientation. It's very important to consider shading and orientation. And also it's very important to do proper cable sizing and protection design, because if you do improper cable sizing, you'll find that the system can get fire, or it cannot work properly because you have not sized your cables properly. And also maybe the protection, for example, when you talk about the circuit breakers, when you talk about the SPD and all that. So it's very important to do proper sizing and also proper cable length estimations. So wrong equipment coordinates. So if you do some maybe wrong coordinates, it can lead to a system failure. Okay, so we have an upcoming paid training that is running from the month of August 4th to 22nd, and we are going to do a proper sizing and designing of a solar system, and engineer Aziz is going to take us through that. So maybe before we I give you more information on this, I will welcome Engineer Aziz to take us through what he has prepared on a sample of a project. So, Engineer Aziz, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Andorra, to hand over this presentation to me. First of all, I will explain one question I have seen in the chat group from the Mr. Adil
Okay.
regarding the Q and night in the inverter. Basically, Q and night means the reactive power that will generate from the inverter. Basically, in the large project size, like in the 100 megawatt and the 200 megawatt, in which we are using the inverter, which we have to generate the VAR from the inverter. The new manufacturer like Huawei and Sungrow, the updated technology give us that the inverter can generate the VAR. You are all also all the engineers, and you know that the VAR and reactive and active power. We have to get the give the VAR compensation at the grid station grid at where we have to terminate those our solar systems. So we have to compensate the VAR requirement from the grid. So that's why when the system is shut down at the night side, there are some inverters like in the string inverter, they have the capacity, not have the capacity to the generate the Q at night after the shutdown from the grid at the night side. But in the central case, they have the capacity to reinstall and restart the Q at the night side. So that is the main purpose of the Q at night. Mr. Adil, I have explained some to you. Now I will shift to the first of all. I will explain all of you the PVsyst, which I have made for my previous projects. Basically, you all, Mr. Andorra, you should stop the sharing. I will.
Okay, you can
Okay.
share.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. First of all, sorry. Uh, After the session, we will explain, give answer to your questions. Mute
Okay.
yourself. Mute yourself, kindly.
Okay, please, if your mic is unmuted, please mute. Engineer Aziz, you can mute from your side.
First of all, the PVC software, which is basically used for the simulation purpose, we have to estimate the generation and the PR, performance ratio. We have to estimate for the solar system designing, because in the large scale project, we have to give the cost on the basis of our generation that we will estimation. Because in the start of the project, before the installation, we can't get the energy numbers. But this is the software which will give us the generation numbers on the basis of the losses. We will put in this software and we will give the data, meteor data. Meteor data means the environmental conditions. On that basis, uh, we can estimate the energy numbers. In that PVsyst, we first for all we know that which system we are using, like on-grid system, which Mr. Andorra has already explained all of you that the PVsyst software give us the capacity to option. We can estimate and simulate all the system, like the hybrid system, on-grid, and pumping, solar pumping system. But in the large scale project, we are using the on-grid system. In the on-grid system, we have to select all of us which system mounting structure we are using, like the tracker and the in the fixed structure is in the tracker we have different options, like single axis and double axis. So first of all, we know about that, and then we will define our PV module, which manufacturer we are using and which power we are using, and then we will explain all of you uh, the the input of the inverters, which manufacturer, which power we are selecting for the our project, and then we will all give the losses, and then we will explain if in case of the fixed tilt structure we give uh, the tilt and azimuth, like all that, and the number of inverter. And then we will put all the losses, like in the cable losses, which is in the DC strings and AC, and then MV cable losses, and then all the transformer losses. We will put all these losses, and then the system unavailability, the auxiliary losses which our MV station consume at the daytime while the operating the system, and then all the degradation of the PV module for the 30-year, and which percentage they will degrade from the manufacturer. We get all this. So all of these input we give the PVsyst software, and then they will give us the simulation report, which I am showing to all of you. And in this, we will estimate the number of generations, energy numbers, which is very important. Like in that, you see that they have the performance ratio, 87.6 numbers, and the specific produce energy per years. So they give us all that information. On that basis, we will estimate the cost of the project, and we will define our tarific number for that. And all the guarantees in the projects we will define on that basis. I will show you the PVC setup. Just give me 2 minutes. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
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 This is the main
Yes.
first page of the PVC software, in which we will explain the name of the project, then the weather data we get from that, and then the orientation, in which we give the tilt angle and azimuth of the project. And then in the next slide, we will give us the system, like in the how many which manufacturer we are using for the PV module, and what is the capacity we need to achieve, and what type of PV module in the wattage size. And then we will set up the inverters, and then we will see the string sizing and number of the strings and all of that. And then after setting up like that all the details, we go to the detailed losses, in which there are the different losses, the ohmic losses, module quality loss, soiling loss, auxiliary aging, unavailability, like that. uh, just I'm giving all of you the overview. In the paid session, we will explain one by one the losses, which we will put in the AutoCAD, SketchUp, and uh, PVsyst. So I now hand over to the Mr. Andorra for the next portion. Yes, Mr. Andorra.
Uh, Hello everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining. Uh, Actually, this session was created just to give you an overview of solar designing software. So, actually, for those maybe individuals who like to know more, actually, this 1 hour session is not uh, enough to do all step-by-step designing from scratch for PVC, SketchUp, and AutoCAD. But we have organized 3 weeks training on the same, and so that if you like to know to know how to design these solar systems, maybe from scratch using PVC, SketchUp, and AutoCAD. I think we have seen what the trainers are capable of doing. So, for example, maybe we are going to design during the class, maybe you're going to design a 1 megawatt system. So, if you like to engage yourself from scratch uh, on designing from scratch, so I invite you to subscribe for the training. So the training runs, okay, let me share my screen. So the training runs from, okay, a minute. So I hope, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so we have the training from the month of, in the month of August, uh, as from 4th to 22. So we are going to do the training from scratch of a system. And okay, let me share also some link here so that you can make some application. And okay, let me share some also something. So maybe if you could be having any question, maybe as I'm doing sharing, maybe you can unmute your mic and ask the question as I'm presenting.
Does anyone have any question? Just unmute, ask
No,
the question.
Aziz,
Yes.
thank you for the great presentation. Great overview, but very insightful. Just a quick question. You refer to PV case
So
software.
sorry, your voice is very
Okay.
not clear to me.
You refer to PV case software.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
brother.
Okay.
Uh,
Uh, could you please elaborate more what is used for? And if I have only PVsyst in addition to SketchUp and AutoCAD, um, uh, this shouldn't be adequate, and I still need PV case to supplement this software.
brother, I don't get your point. Sorry, your voice is very breaking, and I think you should type in the chat, and I will explain to you.
I think, yeah, you
Anyone?
can. Okay. So, okay, okay. So, engineer, let me go ahead. So, I've shared some links on the chat box for the attendance. So, you can fill in the link for the attendance, and also there's a link for the oncoming training. Okay, somebody is asking on the chat box, why are we not explaining step by step on how to import and all that? Actually, that we are going to do it during the paid presentation, because this was just to give you an overview of the same. So as I've said, the paid. Okay, let me share my screen. As also ensure you fill in the form that I've shared so that you can get the recordings and also the presentation and also some files of some design that you have done and also some updates. So I'm sharing my screen. Okay. So can you see my
Mr.
screen?
Andora?
Yes, can you see my
Mr.
screen?
Andora?
Yes.
Yes, we
Yes, I
can.
can.
Yes.
Uh, just give me 1 minute. I
Yes,
have
we can
to
see
give
your
the.
screen.
I have given answer to the Mr. HT
Okay, okay.
regarding regarding the PV case. The PV case is the software which is highly paid, but we can get the crack version from different vendors, uh, which is attached with AutoCAD softwares. And on that software, we can uh, generate the layout automatically. We don't have to put one by one the mounting structures and the road and all of that. In that software, we can generate a layout through the PVKs. Yes,
Sir, I
Mr.
have a
HB.
question.
Yes, Mr. Shazad Hussain.
Sir, in your paid training, will there also be a guidance on software installation? For example, I don't have PVKs or other required software installed. It would be help to know if the training will cover the installation process as well.
Brother, for Mr. Shazad, for the softwares, we can give you the process for the which software we are using and how to install. Just an overview. But for the PV case, you have to pay for that. PVsyst software is not in the free version software. Uh, we can explain to you how to use, but we can use this software in the company's stages, and the company will pay the amount of that software. Individually, it is very difficult to pay the amount of the PV case, just for the PV case. But all other like AutoCAD, SketchUp, and the other one is the PV system. We can get the crack version. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir. I have three softwares, but PVCase is missing in my PC.
I will explain in the paid version how you can get and how amount you can pay.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. So I believing there's no any other question.
Please,
Let
I
me,
have a question.
yes,
Can you get me?
yes,
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 I can hear you.
Yes, I'm from South Africa.
yes.
Yes, I just want to know. I don't know if I joined late or because the meeting says 7 p.m.
Mhm.
East, Eastern hours. Yeah. So I don't know. So my question was that on the 4th of August, I can see there's a new meeting. I mean training. I mean, so
Yes.
will this training be paid or it's a free training?
Okay,
It's paid.
it's paid.
Okay. How much is it?
$60. Okay, it's for
$60.
okay, yeah, let me explain on the same. So
All right.
after on Sunday or next Sunday, we are going to have another free training, and then
Yes.
yeah, on next Sunday, and then the other Sunday, the two remaining Sunday, we are going to have some free trainings to welcome you to
Yes.
this paid training that is running
Mhm.
from 4th August to 22nd. It runs for
Okay.
3 weeks, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. That is East African time. For Pakistan
Mhm.
time is 9 to 9 p.m. So if you are out of those time zones, you can convert it to your time zone. So the training is going to cover on PVC, SketchUp, and AutoCAD, and we are going to guide you through how to install these PVsyst, SketchUp, and
Mhm.
AutoCAD. So you will get the software. So that's one of the advantages. You get the softwares, and also we are going to guide you through how to design a system from scratch. So the payment is $60. I think you can see the payment is for is $60. Yeah, $60. So maybe if you are yeah, so it's $60. Maybe if you are in Kenya, it's 750 shillings, or if you are in
In
Pakistan and
South
all that.
Africa.
So, but there's a link that I have shared for the payment. So there's this
Yes.
Visa payment link. So, for example, if you are in these countries, you can, okay, I think maybe if you can access it,
O-
can you
Okay.
have
Could
you
you
seen
put?
it?
Yeah, I've seen it. I can see it. I can
Yeah,
see it.
I believe everyone is seeing it. So you're supposed to go
Mhm.
to the link if you like to join the training for the 4th to 22nd, $60. So you're going to this link, and then you just click like choose the ticket, and then you just buy. So if you buy, it will guide you through how to make the payment. So maybe you choose
Okay.
one if you're buying for one individual or two. So it will guide you through. So for example, yeah, so that is it, and then. Yeah, so this is
Okay.
I've chosen two items, but it's supposed to be one. Okay.
All right. So is we are you going to issue the certificate?
Yes, there is a certificate of attendance.
Okay. Is the
Sir,
certificate international or just
will a certificate
it
be
will just
provided upon
attendance?
completion of your paid course? Also, will it be internationally recognized?
Okay, the
Okay.
certificate is for this training, just for the training. Not okay. Maybe to answer on the same, it's just for to show that you have attended a training on PVsyst, AutoCAD, and SketchUp. So that's the it's like a recognition that you have attended the training.
Okay, sir. So I have another question. I have all those software with me. I have SketchUp, PVsyst, and AutoCAD.
Mhm.
So will I still pay the same amount?
Yeah, you just pay the same amount because it's just for the training. So that's the standard amount.
All right. No, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So maybe if you could be having any other question, you could inbox me. So these are the payment details. You can pay and also register on the link that I have shared on the chat box.
Hello,
All right.
one
All right.
question here.
Thanks.
Hi, could you share the link of this page, please?
Of the LinkedIn. Okay, I'm going to. Are you in the group? Okay. Okay.
In the, you mean in the WhatsApp group or what?
Yeah, in a WhatsApp group. Okay.
Yes, I am in.
Okay, I'm going to share it there.
Yes,
Also,
okay.
maybe
Okay,
if,
Mr.
yes, Aziz,
Dora,
you can go ahead.
we can share the link of the Google form. On that, we will in the webinar group. Like anyone want to join the paid training, they will pay the fees, and then we will join the WhatsApp group for the paid.
Okay. So, okay.
Okay, I will share the Google form link in the WhatsApp group which you have just joined. Okay.
Okay. So, okay, let me share again. Okay. So maybe also you can follow us on our LinkedIn pages. That is Torchbearer Institute of Technologies and also AA Creative Energies. And also you can follow Engineer Aziz. And also you can follow me also in LinkedIn as Ondora Mogere Dalton. So I think we are going to finish the presentation at this moment, believing there's no any other concern or any other question. Aziz, you can, if you could have any other thing.
Anyone have any question?
Yes, one last more question, please.
Yes.
Where can I find the 3D models regarding, for example, the inverters or the transformer station for the SketchUp?
Uh, from the SketchUp, basically in the SketchUp, we have the warehouse in the SketchUp file, from where we can import the inverters. But for the MV station, we can build up from the scratch, like on the data sheet we get from the manufacturer. What is the height of the MV station? What is the length and what is the width of the MV station? On that we can made himself. But in the warehouse of the SketchUp, we can check if there are available in the warehouse. We can download from that also.
Okay.
Okay.
Because it seems like very similar to the Huawei equipment.
Yes, Mr. Andora.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I think we can end our meeting this moment. Maybe before we end, there's somebody has asked a question concerning, yeah, we will go through a detailed sizing and designing of a system. So for example, this is like the calendar of events that what we are going to do on the training. So for example, week one, we are going to focus on PVsyst, doing some designing using PVsyst. And also, so we are going to do a step-by-step design, yeah, from scratch until you do a complete system. So it's from scratch up to a complete system. So if you will join for the paid training, we are going to do that training from scratch up to a complete system. So I think we can end our meeting at this point and have a wonderful night, a wonderful morning, and a wonderful evening. So also maybe if you found the session is informative, you can post in LinkedIn and remember to tag us. Thank you so much. You share the schedule so that you can consider the training.
Yes.
Yes.
We can share the schedule
Yeah.
and also all the detail in the the WhatsApp group of the free webinar.
Yeah, and also in the emails for the attendance sheet.
Mr. Andora,
Yes.
we can we can share in the WeChat the chat of the session for the joining of the webinar. I'm just sharing.
Oh, okay.
Uh, give me just a minute. You have the link of the because I cannot down the screen due to the recording. Mr. Andora, I think you should share the link of the Google form in the chat. If anyone want to join the paid session.
Okay. A minute. I think I've shared it again twice.
Anyone have any other questions? Yes, I think we can end up the meeting.
Yes, you can end up the meeting. Thank you.